Hey guys, what's up? It's Dan Weinberger here, CEO of Morpheus.Network, here with another video update for you guys. Always excited to do these AMAs, some great questions on Reddit. I really want to thank the community for putting those questions out there, as well as the administrators, the community admin, helping whoever doesn't have a Reddit account get those questions out there as well so I can see them and respond to them. So really great questions this time. So without further ado, let me get to these AMA questions. Okay, first question. What is the team's stance? Where does the team stand, I should say, on open sourcing and governance? Really fantastic question. You're almost reading our minds here. We're working on this specific governance model. This has to do with decentralizing supply chains directly, that third-party data we're bringing in through that trust layer, and then obviously having that SDK as it's developed further, open sourcing it out to various companies in order to build out more integrations to take advantage of that trust layer, take advantage of the other integrations that we have in the platform as well. So yeah, definitely look out later on this year. We'll have a big announcement about some governance for the token holders specifically, related specifically to that zero knowledge proof trust layer that we're building as well. Really excited about that, and we'll have some more information about that zero knowledge proof layer as well. So thank you for that question, and look out for some more information on that shortly as well. So recently, Morpheus.Network showcased carbon NFTs in a presentation. Will nodes play a specific role here, and if so, how? Listen, when it comes to all the third-party data that we're bringing in through the platform, being able to trust that data, building this trust layer, which is actually granted to us by these token holders, these nodes that allow these zero knowledge proofs to happen. Creating this trust layer is just so important for decentralizing global trade. This is what we're building towards, whether it's, Jorge Marcos's NFT project. We have a couple different partners involved specifically in putting the carbon emissions back into the environment as well. Really excited about that, and our positioning as middleware allows us to pull the data from all these different systems in order to create these carbon emission calculations. And what's great about it is that the stakeholders involved in the supply chains are just running their businesses and are able to continue running their businesses in a cleaner fashion, optimize their businesses, completely automate what they're doing, and on top of it, take advantage of this trust layer. We got to trust the data that's brought in, calculate their carbon, those carbon emission offsets directly connected to NFTs. Very important, and I see a direct connection, obviously, between trusting the data allowed by those master nodes, the zero knowledge proof master node holders, and putting that emission offset back. So really excited about that. Those carbon emission offsets are really going to change, obviously, the world going forward. So by 2050, Europe has to be, carbon net zero, which is exciting. So there's going to be a lot of offset needs to take place. So thank you for that question as well. Are there any options for corporate clients to avoid using blockchain? Will all clients transition, and what are the hurdles in doing so? Blockchain, an amazing technology, but when it comes to speaking to clients, it's never in the forefront. We never speak about blockchain as sort of the reason that we're working with a client. It's sort of a consequence of taking advantage of our solutions. You end up taking advantage of blockchain, of things like IoT, if you need that traceability data, of things like machine learning, if you have all that data and be able to take advantage and optimize based on the data as well. So it's not necessarily every company needs to use blockchain. It's more so our solutions lend themselves to optimize supply chains, and the back end of it is a blockchain infrastructure. So yes, the companies that leverage our platform are going to be using blockchain, but once again, it's not the reason necessarily that they work with us. And we use blockchain in a whole bunch of different ways, right? So we have obviously automation when it comes to automated workflows. We have obviously blockchain-based storage techniques as well, storing data on blockchain, even documentation. Obviously we have the trusted data layer as well, all connected to blockchain too. So really great question. Really appreciate it as well. Next question. So congratulations on a new marketing hire. Can you elaborate on what her role will be? Does this include catering for the crypto community? Shirley has been amazing. Shirley Veras, our new marketing hire, as mentioned. She's been working on a ton of different things for us, from blogs to different presentations, decks, whether it's for investor decks or potential clients or whatever it would be. Shirley has been all over it. She's helping with our social media, our general marketing strategy as well. She was actually physically with us at Plug and Play and at an FCL workshop as well. She was with us at Consensus as well. So besides all this, strategic and back-end work, she's actually, taking pictures, incorporating pictures into these sort of blogs that you're seeing as well about the team. So catering to the crypto community specifically, most definitely, when it comes to the blogs that are more, let's say, crypto focused, then most definitely Shirley is definitely working on that as well. So she's doing a great job on all facets of the job. Marketing actually is, it's sort of like an insatiable beast. You can work on it all day long and still, just be scratching the surface. So we're glad to have, a professional like Shirley on the team. And thank you so much for the question on that as well. So it's been a few months since opening up of the APR for third-party development. Can you tell us a bit more on it as well? Lots of interest in developing modules. Give us an estimate. Have you launched so far? Yeah, right now it's that SDK and allowing third-party companies to develop modules within the platform is opened up to our clients specifically. To give you an example, a couple of amazing modules. Magaya, it's a TMS, a transport management system, integrated into the platform. That was part of the Maxia project. Henha was integrated as a part of the SDK by Morpheus.Network in Argentina, specifically for Vitalcan, a specific implementation. Really exciting there as well. So our SDK right now, once again, is being used by internal clients. Will be opened up further as it gets developed and more robust. We're really excited about that, obviously. Reason being is that allows clients, even let's say third parties down the line, to integrate with new technologies, new modules, connecting to our platform, connecting that data trust layer as well, which is really exciting. So they can take advantage of the trusted data, take advantage of the other integrations, and allow their let's say if it's a consultancy or another implementation company, they have to integrate a certain instance of an ERP, whether it be a JD Edwards or let's say an Oracle implementation that we haven't worked with before. They can leverage that SDK in order to integrate with the data being pulled from the ERP specifically into our platform, and then take advantage of all the other techs we have, whether it's IoT, whether it's creating supply chain documentation and compliance. So we can take advantage of all of that based on the data pulled in from those ERPs. So really amazing to have that SDK, and it will be released into the a wider, I guess to say, release as time goes on. Currently, once again, being used by internal clients. So thank you for that. Next question. How is the Alpha Node program going? How many nodes are playing for this test? When we first started, the program and deciding that we were going to, take on some Alpha Node testers, we decided we're taking about 10 testers. We had a few different companies set up as well. So far, it hasn't been necessary. We're actually probably going to move into the beta, a wider beta program for general token holders to join as well, prior to needing even 10 alpha testers. So it's going extremely well. And actually, what I wanted to do, as a part of this sort of AMA as well, is to show you, based on the advancements we had with the user interface, the UI, maybe show you a little bit of the UI from this zero knowledge proof trust layer that's being built, being leveraged by these token holders as well. So if you give me 1 second, I'll load that up for you. I'm sure we'll have some other surprises for you as well, but this is a look at the initial login screen. I know that everyone's super excited for this. This is the feel you're gonna have basically when you're first stepping into the platform for the first time, to be a part of this trusted data layer for supply chains to decentralize global trade. I'm super excited. I think it's a crisp look to it. We might have a couple different versions of it as well. So this gives you an idea of what it'll look like to log in initially. It will be a desktop app. They'll have to be downloaded as well. We want that 100% uptime, of course. Really excited about it as well. And once again, with this user interface, in my opinion, it looks super crisp, super clean. Really excited for it to be released for everybody to use, of course. We'll have it out for everybody really shortly as well. Once again, taking to the next step in the masternode setup process. Real exciting to get these sort of successful screens, and congratulations as you go along. And once again, as you can see, not only is it looking really great, not only is the technology amazing as well, but this is being built in order to be put in place for the long haul. See, it's not so much, once again, the use of Morpheus in our company and us to keep on growing as a company for long-term sustainability of the decentralized trust layer system itself. The trust layer still going to be used regardless if Morpheus is still a company. If God forbid, something happens to myself or Noam, and the company is no longer in existence, that trust layer would still exist, would still be a living, breathing, trust layer that's taking in data and making it trusted, basically, which is fantastic. So really excited about that. Really excited that we're able to, keep on growing as a company, but also that we're building this decentralized system that doesn't rely on us directly. So really excited about that as well. So, thank you for all those questions. Covered, basically that we have, the runway, our strategy as a company, keep on building, keep on growing. So thank you for those questions as well. All right, next question here. Has the regulatory landscape for masternodes changed compared to ICO times? When it comes to masternodes specifically, not really. There's been some proposed legislation in the United States, but it's nothing that's, completely gone through, nothing that's completely clear. More clarity is needed when it comes to regulation specifically. When it comes to building the decentralized trust layer that's necessary as a part of decentralizing supply chain, specifically allowing trust with this data, and the trusted data would not be able to happen if it wasn't for these masternodes to be a part of it. We're in a sense excited about the structure that we have for this trust layer. We're excited about the models that we have in place from a legal standpoint, a regulatory standpoint as well. So once again, we've basically crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's in making sure that this system is as regulatory sound as possible. We're really excited about it, and the fact that it is actually in use to decentralize data coming in for supply chain specifically, pretty revolutionary, and once again, regulatorily sound as well. So. All right, so happy to hear. Next question. Happy the co-op client is going well. Wanted to ask about a DLT solution of Origin Trail would be useful for future applications of Morpheus.Network. Thanks for your time. Listen, when it comes to our growth as a company, whether it's branching out with other clients in different geographies, whether it's new technologies, we've always been open to partners. We've partnered with certain technologies that are companies that are smaller than ourselves, that are larger than ourselves as well. We've recently integrated with Polygon. We've done some amazing integrations in the past with other cryptocurrencies when it comes to different payment systems, as well as validating transactions as well. To be honest, my time is swamped when it comes to the work that we have specifically, and even when it comes to my knowledge base, I'm more of a supply chain guy than specifically a blockchain guy itself. So. If this question is coming from someone connected to the Origin Trail team, or even a team member from Origin Trail, really open to setting up a meeting, setting up a discussion, and seeing where we can collaborate. I've seen some great stuff from Origin Trail just in my LinkedIn feed when it comes to compliance. Once again, I'm excited to have any sort of partner discussions. If someone wants to talk about new technology in supply chain, that's something I love to talk about. So yes, definitely open to that in the future. Once again, if this is from a specific team member, someone connected to the Origin Trail team, if you can make that introduction, it'd be great. So thank you for that. Can Morpheus.Network create an app for phones, workers in supply chain like truckers, delivery associates? Yeah, most definitely. So drivers and truckers use outdated systems. They most definitely do. I notice that every time I get a UPS or FedEx package and they're using some weird scanner, some big oversized thing to scan something in and manually punch in something. They're even using, old credit card swipers and so on and so forth. Nevertheless, yes, we have some amazing systems that we can create for these sort of companies. What I will say that a lot of the users and stakeholders we're finding down the supply chains, if it's not directly connected to the company that we're working with, so let's say it's some third party, it's a supplier that has, let's say, a small farm, then it's difficult in a sense to have an app that every single stakeholder that's not connected to us has to use. It's easier in a sense to have something web-based, something that can just pull up on any smartphone. So, a lot of for example, our QR codes or advanced QR codes, you scan the QR, most definitely we can implement it in an application, an app on your phone, but it actually pulls up on a web-based interface, where, proof of delivery, whether it's an electronic signature or images, other documentation could be added as well. Certain, numbers that a receiver would be responsible for can be added. That's all any smartphone can pull up that interface without the app needing to be downloaded. So that makes it a lot easier to onboard stakeholders. I think it's one of our sort of advantages that we don't force users to use an application, but most definitely, we can build some amazing apps that will work seamlessly. And I really don't understand some of these outdated systems that are in play right now. I saw this cartoon recently about companies looking to upgrade their systems or needing to upgrade their system. There's someone pushing a wheelbarrow with square wheels, and someone comes to them with round wheels and says, "This is really going to optimize what you're doing." And the person pushing the wheelbarrow saying, "I'm much too busy to look at that right now," basically wasting their efforts in a non-optimal way. When systems like Morpheus or these round wheels make it a lot easier to push ahead with their business. So thank you for that question. And once again, yes, we can definitely create amazing applications, but web-based has been a good sort of strategy for us to onboard different stakeholders down the supply chain. So thank you again. All right, Dan, will we finally see a new website? Yes. And roadmap this year? Yes, we definitely will. Really excited about that. We have a team working specifically on the website. A lot of the content for the website is complete. The visuals is complete as well. Right now, it's more so about final wordsmithing for the website itself. At the same time, we're creating new decks as well for the team. We have some amazing presentations, of course, but I feel that our presentation will just be taken to that next level based on what we're doing right now. With some writers that we brought onto the team to work on both the website and those new decks for presentation. So thank you for that. Brian D. Helford does not appear on the website team anymore. Yeah, that's true. Brian, great guy, really amazing SAP knowledge that he had. We needed Brian for specific SAP implementation, specific project that we were doing. Brian was a great help, and we can definitely go back to Brian in the future. But Brian right now is not working with us directly. That's why he was, in a sense, removed off the website. So thank you for that as well. Next question from John. The recent war in Ukraine has fractured global trade because Europe and the West have imposed sanctions on Russia and vice versa. Despite this, many countries, including China, India, Brazil, and some in Europe, continue trading with Russia. Although few could have foreseen the split, is this and many other fracturing sometimes MW must address as part of its platform offering? Really interesting question. And yes, there's war going on in the world right now, whether it's in Ukraine, whether it's in Yemen, different parts of the world are definitely feeling a lot more stress than just having shortages of products or high gas prices or what other stresses people have nowadays. So obviously when it comes to sanctions put on Russia by certain countries and not by other countries, we actually right now aren't working with any specific Russian companies. We're not sending any money to Russia or receiving any money from Russia directly. And when it comes to certain countries that we can't work with, obviously we would follow all the regulations that we need to. And when it comes to specific systems that we can address, to give you an example, in the Xinjiang province in China, certain American companies, I should say all American companies, cannot import from products being manufactured in that region. It's not so different than the traceability that we can provide for, let's say, products coming from Russia for a country looking to put a sanction on Russia and not wanting to purchase from Russia too. So do we have solutions which can help with the traceability around physical assets and where they're coming from, having that compliance documentation to back up all those physical assets and their background and their progeny. So yes, we most definitely do. Really amazing solutions. Obviously, when it comes to things like war, which involves the most horrible things on the planet, death of innocent people, then most definitely it's not something that we're looking to profit on in the least. But if you're asking about solutions that we can potentially provide when it comes to traceability, when it comes to the origin of goods, then most definitely we do have some great solutions for that. So thank you for that. Really interesting questions this time around. Hopefully I filled in some information for you as well on the trust layer, on how we're moving forward, for the next 2 years as well. So real excited about everything we're working on. Once again, any other questions that we didn't cover today or any questions that didn't get added to Reddit in time, feel free to write to me directly Dan@Morpheus.Network. Write to anyone at the team as well. You can always write to Shirley as well if you have any questions about her new role as marketer for Morpheus. It's Shirley@Morpheus.Network. Shirley@Morpheus.Network. Sorry about that. And of course, guys, as always, take care. Have a great day.